Channeling Benjamin Franklin. What is up, ALIENARMY? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel we discuss everything out of this world. So today's topic, we are going to be discussing Benjamin Franklin and what he wants me to let you all motherfucking know. First thing I do want to say, I am going to be completely honest. When Benjamin Franklin came through, I was like, what the absolute fuck? I would not have thought that, okay? Who'd have motherfucking thunk it? Not me. Anyway, so Benjamin Franklin came through, and this was something that was kind of a few weeks in the making, because I did channel something and I know now that it was from Benjamin Franklin, and I just wrote this on Twitter randomly, but now he let me know. He's like, that was me.
Thank you, Benjamin. How's you doing?
So Benjamin Franklin, actually, he conveyed himself to me as my mentor. So as you know, my friends in other dimensions, I all have different relationships with each of them. So Ben Franklin, he told me that he's my mentor, and I said okay. And then I started taking my voice notes, and here we the fuck are. So Benjamin Franklin, first off, I do want to say that with my channel, my connection with him, that shit is legit. We were having a really good time. I was jamming to my music and I was taking my voice notes, and I was like channeling quotes, and he's telling me shit. He put on little headphones too, and he started jamming with me to my music, you know, because they're non-corporal beings. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
If they want to put on fucking headphones, they're gonna put on fucking headphones.
So we were jamming out, and then we were just talking. It was like a conversation, something like the way that I have with Sobek. Each of the entities that I commune with, we all have a different communication style. Ben Franklin, he came through like a fucking champ, okay? We're having a conversation. He came through, he wanted me to discuss a few different topics. Obviously, the number one thing that motherfuckers are gonna ask about is money. I mean, the man on the $100 bill for a motherfucking reason. Okay. I don't know if you're not in the US, but I'm
obviously in the US because I have a fucking American accent.
Yeah. So when we are in the United States, Ben Franklin, he is on the $100 bill, and that is, I believe it's the highest bill in circulation. I saw some shit that maybe there was like $1 million bill or a $500 bill. I don't know if that's true, but the one that's in circulation, that's very commonly used, the largest amount, is the $100 bill. He is also the only founding father that is not a president that is on US currency.
There's a motherfucking reason for that.
I am going to talk just briefly a little bit about him. He's mad cool, by the way. Like, you would not have thought that he's mad cool. Like, he a cool motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. Okay, he's mad cool. Anyway, and he was like telling me, he's like, yo, you didn't think a founding father could get down like this? And he's like jamming with headphones, listening to the music I'm listening to. And I'm like, well, I don't really know. I mean, because he a Capricorn, but he had moon in motherfucking Pisces, at least according to Astro Theme. So I'm like, oh, that's what that shit is. That's that Pisces moon shit right there. And Capricorns are mad fucking cool too. Benjamin Franklin, first off, number one, we are going to say that he introduced himself to me as my mentor, also as a master mason. Benjamin Franklin, it is widely known that he is a Freemason, and if you want to think of this symbol, the popular symbol of the Freemasons is the G with the compass in it, and my interpretation of that symbol, I'm sure it means a whole bunch of other things, but my interpretation, what he wants me to let you all know, is that basically the G stands for God, and the compass is which direction you want to move in, because it's showing you where the fuck you are. Because as God, you have the compass, you can navigate to wherever the fuck you want. You see it all. You are essentially looking at the entire map of where you want to go, and you get to decide. Your inner eye, your inner God, that pineal gland, the sovereignty that is residing within everyone that's in the third dimensional vessel, that is the driving force that you ought to beneficially allow to guide you. That's why it's the compass, and then that God quality, allow that to be in the driver's seat to steer and the road will be clear. Oh shit.
Ben Franklin, oh, he's a bomb-ass poet, let me just tell you.
He is a really great fucking poet, because just the quotes that I was channeling from him, I said, damn, brother, that shit is deep. That's some good shit. He has such a fucking pleasant energy. That's why I'm like, anyway. So he has such a pleasant energy. Like, I can't even, amazing energy. He's some good vibe motherfucker, okay? He a cool ass motherfucker. That being said, we were having discussions about numerology, astrology, and obviously about alchemy and currency, because the man is on the $100 bill for a fucking reason. So when he's talking about alchemy and currency and astrology and numerology, all of it does tie in together, because we already know that the master alchemist and Freemasonry, it kind of goes hand in hand, because Freemason, actually, if we want to take a look at the definition of the word Freemason, the word free is pretty self-explanatory. It means the freedom to do whatever you want. You are not bound by anything. You are free. And then Mason actually equates to the words stone worker. This is what Benjamin Franklin told me. He said that Freemasonry, free stone worker, is you are free to work the stone, work the physical realm to your liking, to your advantage. He comes through representative of cardinal earth energy, Capricorn, cardinal earth. You are utilizing materials in your material realm that are already there. You are building upon them. You are working the stone. You are working the physical. You are working the material realm to your fucking liking. You are free to mold your physical reality to whatever the fuck you want it to look like. That's what he said.
Okay.
That's the first thing that he wants me to let you know in regards to alchemy. In regards to this, what we are talking about in terms of currency is that this is where you point. Remember the compass, the G and the G in the compass. When you are directing your physical realm, when you are free, when you are unbound to work the stone howsoever the fuck you want, that essentially equates to when someone is dictating what they want, they are authoring what they want their physical realm to do. That is cardinal earth, Capricorn energy. You see what's around you, you mold it, you shape it, you bend it to whatever the fuck you wish. So when we're talking about a Freemason, this is someone who knows they are free. They are that God in the compass, and they are directing wheresoever the fuck their godliness implies for them to do so, and then they mold the physical to what the God in them wants to see in front of them in the physical tangible realm. So with currency, if we want to talk about currency, we do know that currency can have a lot of different definitions. It can be an electric current, it can be currency as in the $100 bill, things of that nature. So it's electric, so that means money, physically tangible. What does that fucking mean? It means it's energy, just like motherfucking electricity. Good shit. To get back into what Benjamin Franklin is saying about this, when you know that you are free to use your God consciousness to illustrate whatsoever the fuck you want in your third dimensional realm, that is utilizing your currency correctly. Utilize your currency correctly, and the world, your universe, shall be at your beck and call whenever the fuck you want, because you're utilizing your currency in a physical vessel, also the oversoul as well. There is that energetic connection, that energetic output. What you are putting out, that is essentially how you are working your motherfucking stone. That is how you are molding your physical realm reality. You are the Freemason. You are the free stone worker, unbound to do whatsoever you wish, how to mold the stone, how to mold the physical. This is why when someone is trying to achieve wealth, achieve abundance, and they are striving towards it, a lot of times a motherfucker might not realize that they are the currency. They are the currency, because current is electricity. electrical beings. That's why motherfuckers in physical vessels, we are energy at our core, condensed, slowed down into a physical, tangible form, but we are at the core energy. We are the currency. So when you are the currency, you are on the motherfucking $100 bill. You don't need to make money. You don't make money. You vibrate at the currency of wealth and abundance, and behold, that wealth shall come to you. That is what Benjamin Franklin says right now. Thank you. He's nodding. He's a cool motherfucker. I love it. He a cool motherfucker. Okay, so he's like, that's right. He got that cat face. When you understand that you are the money, when you are in that God compass, you know that you are the energy of money. Money is not outside of you. What is money? It's a fucking physical bill, right? It's a fucking physical bill. But at its core, just like you in a physical vessel inhabiting this earth matrix for a little bit of time here, you are still energy at your core. So when you are the energy of money, of abundance, of wealth, that shit cannot be apart from you, because you understand that you are it. That is the essence of money. That is what it is. It's currency. It's a vibration. So when you know that you are the Freemason, you are the Freestone worker, you understand, you see what's around you, and you take everything and you build upon it. So if you are trying to manifest your dream house, remember, cardinal earth, Capricorn energy, what you do, you start at the place you are in the physical and you build from there. So if you are trying to manifest your dream house,
and I have a lot of other videos about manifesting, so I'm not going to get too off on a tangent here.
Just in this context, an example is if you are in a place where you are striving to excel in, right? Let's say you're in a pretty nice fucking house now, but you want another house that's bigger, that has heated floors and shit like that. You utilize your resources, what you have now, but you know that you are the currency. So you start going about your 3D realm knowing that you are influencing every vibration that is around you right now. So let's say you're looking at your TV screen and you are saying, wow, in the house that I want to inhabit next, I'm gonna have a 90-inch TV screen instead of an 80-inch TV screen, right? And then you are there as that cardinal earth, you're utilizing what you have there. You're saying, okay, this is what I have to work with, but I can envision more, I can envision greater. So you sit and you watch your fucking TV, the 80-inch TV, but you see it as being 90 inches, and you see it as being maybe in your home fucking theater in the house that you want to inhabit next. Okay, that's just one example, but it's all the same thing. You utilize what you have, but you build upon what you have. You always view things as greater than they are, and then they will have to rise to meet you, because if your currency is greater than your motherfucking physical environment right now, then the physical environment has no choice but to rise up to meet you. That is what Benjamin Franklin is saying. This is not me, okay? This is direct from the source. That's what he's motherfucking saying, okay? So don't get it twisted. It has to. As a Freemason, as a free stone worker, you are free to bend and mold and shape your fucking physical with that cardinal earth. You see it rise. You see it rise. You utilize what you have. You appreciate what you have, right? Because remember, Capricorn resources. You see what you have, you utilize it. I appreciate you, 80-inch TV. Now let me make you grow. That's exactly what it is. That's how you bring more wealth and abundance. You do not go backwards. You do not stay stuck. You utilize that cardinal earth motherfucking energy to get you to where you want to go. You build upon what you already have, even if it's only energetically, because everything, as I just said, is energy. It's the currency. You are the currency. You are the $100 bill essence. You are the $1 million bill essence. Whatever the fuck you want to be, but you have to see what you already have and build upon that as a free stone worker. How can I mold this? How can I bend this? How can I make my physical realm rise up to greet me? Thank you, Benjamin. So that was for the alchemy and currency. Now let's get a little bit into astrology and numerology. So I did touch a little bit on the Capricorn energy, and Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. So If you're familiar with my content, you know that I have no motherfucking earth signs. So Benjamin Franklin over here, he was like, let me school you on how earth energy works, okay? And I said, okay, mentor, go ahead and school me.
So this is what we gonna do.
In regards to astrology, what Benjamin Franklin wants me to let you know in terms of this, at least in terms of the earth signs, that's what we're talking about today because that's what he wants. We're going to touch a little bit on the energy of Taurus and Virgo and how they relate to Capricorn. And this is going to be in an energetic standpoint. I already went into the Capricorn energy, how it's cardinal earth, how it sees what's around it and it builds it upward to rise up to greet it. But if we want to think in terms of metaphors,
this is my fucking video and I like me some motherfucking metaphors.
We are going to see that the cardinal energy is the essence that propels things forward. This is not just true in the earth signs, this is true with all of the zodiacal elements as well. But he wants me to let you know, Benjamin Franklin wants me to let you know that today we're going to focus on the earth energy because that,
I mean, I think he wants me to know because I have no earth signs, but either which way.
He's just like, you know, this is what we're doing today. So when we are talking about molding our physical surroundings, having our surroundings, our 3D reality, our 3D experience rise up to greet us, we want to embody the energy of Capricorn to mold and shape, right? But we also want to embody, metaphorically, the energy of Taurus, which is fixed earth, which would be the stone that is being worked by the Freemason, by the free stone worker. Taurus, because it's fixed earth, it's fixed, but it's being worked on, right? It's physically tangible, it's already there. So that's Taurus energy, it's already there. This is what you have, this is what it is. We ain't question that. Capricorn energy coming through cardinal is going to now see the Taurus energy, what is already there, what is already physically tangible. This is what you have been given. You've been given Taurus, fixed earth. That's what it is. Case closed, okay? You ever try to argue with a Taurus? Don't do that. Case closed. Now, if we want to step into the Virgo energy, which is mutable earth. Mutable, we know, can go this way, can go that way, it can go up, down, side to side, all around, from behind, however the fuck you want it, okay? That is Virgo energy. It's mutable. So if we want to
picture, if you will,
because this is legit what he fucking showed me when I was channeling. He showed me Taurus as a boulder, right? And then the Capricorn is like the, you know, one working on it, molding it as like the cardinal direction. And then he showed me Virgo energy mutable, because the Virgo energy, because remember, Virgo is also governed by Mercury. So remember, that's cerebral, that's a cerebral planet. Virgo is the one, because remember, it can go this way, it can go that way, it's mutable, it can move all over the place, whereas Taurus is fixed and Capricorn is cardinal. So cardinal, just, they have to initiate something, right? They're the initiators. Fixed is they're fucking fixed, they're there. And then mutable, they're like, ooh, they can do what, you know, they can move wherever the fuck they want. Virgo energy in this metaphor that he was showing me is basically the one that is able to add things to that boulder or remove them. Okay, so that is what Virgo energy does in terms of, let's say we're manifesting something in the physical realm. What happens is that in everyone's astrological chart, now this, you know, we're kind of taking it out of a metaphor and going into astrology, but not really. But in terms of astrology, this is just what he wants me to let you all know, is that everyone in their astrological chart, they will have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn in their chart. You might not, because I don't have a Virgo or Pisces axis in my chart. It's intercepted. But if that's the case for you, then you're still going to have a 6th house, which would be Virgo. You're still going to have a 10th house, which would be Capricorn. You're still going to have a 2nd house, which would be Taurus. So even if those signs are intercepted, you still are going to have the houses. So if the sign is intercepted for you, that case you would look at the house. If you have both, then you would want to look at where the sign falls in your chart as well as the house, because they might be different. I'm sure you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's just say that you have in your chart all of these tools, right? Because even though me, I have no earth signs, I do have earth houses. So if I wanted to understand how for me to utilize Virgoan energy,
we're just making up fucking words here and I fucking love it.
let's say I wanted to utilize Virgoan energy, right, in order to create my physical realm. So what I would do, I would look at what's fixed, that Taurus energy, or what's in the second house. I would see what's there. I would go from my Virgo angle, that mercurial angle, that logical angle. I'd be like, well, how can I mold this? Like, what should I do here? Should I add something? Should I remove something from this? Like, what should I do, right? Because remember, it's like it can go all over the place, okay? So I would look at what's going on in my 6th house, and then I would see how I would utilize that Virgo energy. And with the Capricorn energy, I would look to see where Capricorn is in my chart, and these essentially would be your strengths in those areas where these signs are placed, right, in terms of molding your physical. Not that there would be weakness like here or there, but you know, everyone's chart is different, so everyone can mold and bend and shape their physical reality to their whim, but it's just a matter of what you are maybe better at than something else, what your strong points are. So then I would look from that Virgo perspective. Okay, well, Virgo as a metaphor is going to be, well, I can add a flower to the boulder, right? Or I could take away a flower from the boulder because it can move all over. Whereas the boulder, Taurus energy, it's just stuck. And Capricorn energy as cardinal, it's just, it's pushing forward. It's just like, let's change this. Let's mold this to how we want to. The mutable energy would be able to come and go as it pleases, and it would be able to analyze and be like, okay, well, we can add something here, we can take away this, let's add something else. It's more in an uncentered way. It doesn't really have a fixed motion where it's just standing there like, here I is, right, like fixed. And it's not like, well, let's push forward like cardinal, right? It's just, it's like, okay. It's more scattered in that sense, but it also has a purpose because remember, cardinal is just pushing forward, right? So it's constantly wanting to just improve. It's not necessarily taking anything away or adding something. It's just constantly improving. Fixed is there. It's like, well, this is what you got. And then mutable is the one that is coming, and it's sort of like the art director. I don't know where that came from, Benjamin Franklin. It's sort of like the art director, like, well, if you move this a few paces this way, and then if you elevate that a little bit, it's like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like that. That is how the earth signs as a metaphor, as Benjamin Franklin expressed themselves. So that is how you help to mold your physical realm reality. So me, for example, as I have no earth signs, I still do have the earth houses. So I would simply just look at what's going on in my 2nd house, in my 6th house, and in my 10th house. And then I would build upon those strengths that would be however the fuck they're coming up. You know, everyone is going to have different sign, different celestial bodies in each of the houses, but you would see how those energies, the ones that I told you about, the different modalities of the earth, how they are going to help mold and shape and bend your physical realm surroundings. So now that we explored a little bit into astrology, I'm going to get into numerology because Benjamin Franklin, oh yes, he told me some interesting shit. So this is not going to be necessarily numerology in terms of like birth path number or life path number, because that's not what we discussed. What we discussed was numerology in the sense of that numbers are sigils, but numbers are not going to mean anything to the seeker, to the observer, unless the seeker, the one who is eyeing them, gives them meaning. So what do I mean by this? What does he mean by this?
What do we mean by this?
So numbers, as conveyed to me by Benjamin Franklin, are neutral in value. That means that there is not one number that is greater or less than another number, even though if we want to look at them consecutively, it would seem that 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Someone might perceive the number 9 as being greater than the number 1, when in reality, all numbers are neutral, but they do serve a specific purpose. If you're into numerology and birth path and life path, you know, that is something entirely different than what we are talking about here. I just want to say it again. This is not about numerology in the common sense. This is numerology in the sense that all numbers have a neutral value, but if you assign a meaning to a number, that in essence is what is going to charge up, power up, give currency, give energetic currency to that number. So, for example, someone might have a favorite favorite number, right? I know I do. I have a favorite number, and it means something to me because of the way it looks, right? Not necessarily because of the value assigned to that number by layman's terms or things like that. It's just what I have always seen inside that number. So I have a favorite number, and I've always liked that number because, you know, my personal reasons and what it means to me, what it signifies to me. Now that number is special to me. Someone else might have a favorite number, and that number is special to them for whatever reason. Perhaps that is their birthday, perhaps that is their anniversary, perhaps that's their pet's birthday. Whatever the fuck it is, you can have favorite number, but that does not mean that that number is greater than another number. It simply means that you are the one that is charging up that number, because that number is a sigil and it means something to you. It might not necessarily mean the textbook thing like, oh, life path number 22 is a master number and blah blah blah. Like it might not even be anything like that at all. We are simply talking in terms of what the numbers look like to you. So a number, if you want to put it on its side, if you want to flip it upside down, they can look different if you put a number on its side, or if you twist it a certain way, or if you flip it upside down, and it's going to take on a different meaning that might have significance to you. So when, and this I see in a lot of places, when someone is talking about angel numbers, you know, 1111, gateway, portal, whatever, or if you see 888, it means this, or if you see 777, it means this. Like, sure, like, yes, those can have a charged up value, but if they don't mean anything to the one observing it, they ain't gonna be charged up, they ain't gonna have no value. So when someone sees 1111, it can mean something amazing to person A, whereas if person B sees 1111, it might not mean anything. Maybe 1112 means something to them because they're different. And he wants me to let you know this. Don't put too much nonsense on top of a number, okay? It's simply a number. Its value is how you view that number, whether it's numbers in your bank account, whether it's the number of years you've been on the earthly plane, whether it's the number of fucking marriages you've had,
whatever the fuck it is.
The only one that assigns meaning to any number is the one observing it. My favorite number is my favorite number for me. That's it, because I have a specific personal reason. Your favorite number might be your favorite number for you. I have a few numbers that for me mean different things that I utilize in my own experience, but I have not heard that these numbers mean my interpretation of them anywhere else, just like you. I'm sure that if you have a favorite number that you like and you look up the meaning of that number and you're like, I don't know if I see that in that number, but I mean, I like this number, so I don't give a fuck what anyone else says. That's the thing that we're exploring today. If someone sees 777, oh, that means you're gonna
win what is it at the casino, the slot machine?
Whatever, jackpot, some shit like that, right? It might mean essentially that to someone who believes in that, but 777 has no meaning unless you give it meaning. Now, there are archaic meanings to the numbers, which I do find resonance with, but if you want to really create a motherfucking number sigil, as Benjamin Franklin is directing me to tell you right now, you have to charge up that number to your personalized specifications, because then that will be your magic number. Because I have my favorite number and then I have my motherfucking magic number.
Oh yes.
So you can make different numbers mean different things and then incorporate them into your experience. So let's just go with the standard 1111. When someone sees 1111 on the clock, that's pretty widespread. You're like, ooh, synchronicity. Like I just jumped into a parallel timeline that I want to proceed in. It can mean something like that. But let's say 1111 means something entirely different to you because you gave it a personalization. Now 1111 becomes your motherfucking sigil because you charged that number up with your energetic currency. So now that number means something more grandiose than it just being a common 1111 gateway doorway. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can take any number, your favorite number, a magic number, whatever, and then you can make it mean something for you. And then if you see that number, you'll know that you received the message that you were meant to receive based upon your interpretation how you view that number.
I think that makes sense.
So the number is always going to be neutral in value until you place a degree upon them. So temperature, degrees, right, are also numbers, but you also place a degree on a motherfucking number simply by the way you charged it up. And some motherfuckers, let's just...
We pulling this out the closet today.
13. Why is the number 13 considered unlucky by some motherfuckers, right? I have never viewed that number as being unlucky, but if you've been in a lot of tall buildings, you will most likely have seen the elevator that has 10, 11, 12, 14, 15... Where the fuck is 13? I mean, 13 either gonna be the 12th floor or the 14th floor. I mean, I guess depending if it has like a garage or a lower level, you know, depending where the fuck you at. But
there's a 13th goddamn fucking story in the motherfucking building.
But is it labeled in the elevator? No, why not? But if you want to use logic and if you just want to do some simple fucking counting, you'll see that either 12 or 14 is gonna be the fucking 13th fucking floor. So I don't even understand that. But let's just go with that because I don't understand.
Benjamin Franklin, he don't know either. He's like...
So when we have that to someone who is believing that the number 13 is XYZ, then guess what? Every time they see the number 13, it's going to be charged up with some shit that they don't want, even though the number in and of itself is neutral, until the observer comes along and places a degree upon that number. That's another one to think about. Like, you can have a number that you consider lucky or that you consider unlucky, but Benjamin Franklin, he's telling you, homie Holmes, that shit just ain't true. A number is a number unless it resonates with you. Oh snap. That is what he wants me to let you know. So when you want to have a power number, whatever the fuck it is, and it doesn't have to be a single digit, it doesn't have to be a double digit, it could be a 10-digit number, and if it's resonating with your motherfucking ass, it's fucking resonating. It might bring you some good shit, but only if you charge it up with your power, your currency, your energetic currency behind it. Let's say you pick a specific number, and it has to be something that means something to you. Don't just do something because it's a common number. Like I said, 777 or 888. It has to mean something to you, either by a message that you received from it, or maybe you just like the way the numbers look together, or maybe you like the way that number looks when it's turned upside down.
However the fuck it resonates with you,
make it specific to you, and then you can assign a meaning to it. So let's say if you're going about in the middle of your day and you're just chilling, and then you want to jump to a parallel timeline, and then you're like, okay, you know, let's say for you, we'll just use 1111. If that's your signal to that you jump to a parallel timeline, and you feel like that's what you want to do in that moment, and you know that that number resonates with you, and I'm not talking about no fucking facade like, oh yeah, well, if I do this, then that's gonna happen. No, I mean, the number gotta resonate, okay? You have to know that that number is going to be your sigil. Then you say 1111, I want to change my fucking timeline right the fuck now. 1111, boom, it is done. And the reason why you can have a number work for you in that way is because a number is a bridge. It's connecting the ethers to the physical, tangible realm, because it's a number. Especially even if you write a number down on a physical, tangible piece of paper or something of that nature, boom, you can write that shit down, and it's still going to be a bridge. Even with words too, you can do that, but we are focused on numbers right now. But it's the same thing, because it's something that's physically tangible. Like, a number is understood both etherically, because numbers do have spiritual significance, but they also carry a lot of weight in the physical realm domain. I'm sure you could think of a shit ton of reasons why, but numbers carry a lot of weight in the physical realm dimension. And me, as someone who, I mean, math, I gotta tell you, okay, I'm good at channeling math.
I don't know about that.
Math and calculations and things of that nature, they are very, very logical, linear. Numbers are very linear. That is why they carry weight in the 3D dimension. So even if someone like my motherfucking self has no interest in math, but I like a number because the way it looks, guess what? It's weighty. It's weighty. It's going to carry weight. So if I have my magic number and I'm like, okay, boom, XYZ, whatever that number means to me, now this will happen because I called upon my magic number to make this happen in the physical. It's gonna carry weight because numbers, they heavy motherfuckers. Okay, Benjamin Franklin, he's not, and he's like, you damn Skippy. So that's essentially what you can do. You can call upon a certain number because it is going to add physical, tangible value to the 3D realm because it's a number. That's just what the fuck it does. I think this was from the movie Mean Girls, where, what did she say? She said in the beginning or some shit that she likes math because like everyone on earth can understand the language of math because numbers are the same in the earth matrix no matter what country. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying. I
saw it in a fucking movie and I'm just gonna fucking repeat it because why the fuck not?
So she basically says that, right? Because you have the written word. Ooh, I'm feeling this shit. He's agreeing because I just said the written word. You can write down affirmation and it'll be in words, but guess what? A number is going to outweigh the word simply because of the reason I just said, because numbers are like the language of the earth matrix that everyone understands. They see a number, they know what the fuck it means. It might not be necessarily true in every single language. I don't know. I don't do technical shit around here, but if I am looking at something that is written in British English and I'm looking at something that is written in American English, the numbers are going to be the same. There might be a dollar sign and not a pound sign, but the numbers are, they're still going to be the same fucking number. Whereas if I call it an elevator and someone else calls it a lift, it's two different words. It's less weighty because it can be misconstrued. A number, it surpasses all of that. Again, I don't want to say that I know that numbers are the same in every fucking language. In some languages, they might not be. I don't know, okay? That's not what this is about. But just with what I mentioned with the numbers, they are going to carry more weight simply because they are more accepted as, they're more charged up because more of the collective are, you know, you're viewing, let's say the number 1, they're viewing it, they know that it's number 1. Whereas if I look at the word lift, I'm be like, lift what? Like lift a weight? Or the word elevator, like someone be like, elevator, what the fuck is that? That's basically why numbers carry more weight. If you want to think of writing down an affirmation, okay, that's great, but weightier solution that's going to bring it closer, physically tangible, swifter, is going to be a number. So if you want to select whatever the fuck number you want, and you want to say this number, whenever I call upon this number, the energy of whatever you want that number to signify for you, boom, it's just going to be swifter motion. And that's also in terms of alchemy. That's what I got for you today. Thank you, Benjamin Franklin. Thank you guys for joining us along this stroll today. I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.